The story of Austrian coins begins with a tale worthy of a legend. It's a story of kings, crusades, and a fortune in silver. We must travel back to the year 1194. King Richard the Lionheart of England was returning from the Third Crusade. He was a famous warrior, a powerful king. But his journey home was perilous. He was captured near Vienna by Duke Leopold V of Austria. The Duke held the English king prisoner. To secure his freedom, a massive ransom was demanded. It was an astonishing sum of silver, weighing many tons, a king's ransom, quite literally. This silver was not just a payment, it was a seed from which something great would grow. This immense treasure arrived in Austria, a river of gleaming silver. Duke Leopold had a vision for this wealth. He didn't just want to hoard it in a vault. He wanted to build something lasting. He used the silver to construct new city walls for Vienna. He founded the town of Wiener Neustadt. And, most importantly for our story, he established a mint. This was the birth of what we now know as the Vienna Mint. For over 800 years, this very institution has been striking coins. It all started with the silver paid for an English king. It's a powerful reminder that history is connected in the most unexpected ways. A single event can echo through the centuries. The Vienna Mint was born from this dramatic moment. It became the heart of Austria's currency. From that initial trove of silver, the first Austrian coins were struck. They were called pfennigs. These small silver coins were the lifeblood of trade and daily life. They carried the mark of their ruler, a symbol of power and authority. The mint was more than just a factory for money. It was a statement. It showed Austria's growing importance in Europe. The silver from a captured king was transformed. It became the foundation of a nation's economic identity, a story stamped in metal. Think about that for a moment. Every time a coin was made, it was a continuation of that first story. The mint workers, the furnaces, the striking of the dies, it all connects back to that ransom. The Vienna Mint's legacy is not just about making money, it's about history itself. It's about how power, conflict, and wealth can create something enduring. The tale of Richard the Lionheart's ransom is not just a footnote. It is the very first chapter in the long and fascinating journey of Austrian coins. A journey that continues to this day with every new coin that leaves the mint. For centuries after its founding, the Vienna Mint was busy. It produced the coins needed for a growing empire. These were not coins made to celebrate a single event. They were tools. They were the practical currency for a vast and complex realm. The coins were known as guldens, kreuzers, and thalers. The Maria Theresa thaler, first minted in 1741, became one of the most famous trade coins in the world. It was trusted far beyond Austria's borders, used in trade across Africa and the Middle East for over 200 years. These coins were a symbol of the Habsburg dynasty's power and influence, a tangible sign of their reach. These early coins tell us a story of empire. Each one carried the portrait of the ruling emperor or empress. This was a powerful form of propaganda. In a time before newspapers or television, coins were how most people saw their ruler's face. The designs were often grand and formal. They featured intricate coats of arms and Latin inscriptions. These were not just pieces of silver or gold. They were declarations of authority. They proclaimed the glory of the Habsburgs and the strength of their empire. They were a constant reminder in the pocket of every citizen of who was in charge. In these medieval and early modern times, the idea of a commemorative coin as we know it was rare. Coins marked the accession of a new ruler or a significant royal wedding. But these were often part of the standard currency, not special issues for collectors. The main purpose of the mint was to provide a stable and reliable supply of money. It had to serve the needs of a diverse empire with many different peoples and languages. The coins had to be recognizable and trusted everywhere. from the Alps to the plains of Hungary. Consistency was more important than celebration. So, the focus was on production and reliability. The mint had to keep up with the demands of war, trade, and the daily needs of millions. The coins they made were functional objects above all else. They were used to pay soldiers, buy food at the market, and build the grand palaces of Vienna. While they were beautifully crafted, their primary role was economic. The idea of creating a coin just to remember an event was a luxury that would come later. The groundwork was being laid, but the age of the true commemorative coin was still on the horizon, waiting for a different era. The 19th century brought great change to Europe, and Austria was no exception. This was the age of nationalism, industry, and grand public celebrations. It was in this climate that the idea of the commemorative coin truly took hold. Rulers wanted to mark their long reigns and significant anniversaries in a special way. They wanted to create lasting mementos for their people. One of the most important figures in this shift was Emperor Franz Joseph I. He ruled for an incredible 68 years, from 1848 to 1916. His long reign provided many opportunities for celebration, and the Vienna Mint was ready to mark them in metal. The most famous of these early commemoratives were the Jubilee coins of 1908. These were struck to celebrate the 60th anniversary of Emperor Franz Joseph's rule. They were special. They were not just for everyday use. They were designed to be keepsakes, tangible pieces of history. The coins were issued in gold and silver, with designs that looked back on the emperor's long reign. One popular design showed the emperor as a young man on one side, and as he appeared in 1908 on the other. It was a powerful symbol of continuity and endurance, a story told in two portraits. These Jubilee coins were a turning point. They showed that coins could be more than just money. They could be miniature monuments. They could capture a moment in time and preserve it for future generations. People across the Austro-Hungarian Empire eagerly sought these coins. They were a way to feel connected to the grand events of the state. Owning one was like owning a small piece of the imperial celebrations. The coins were beautifully designed and struck with great care, showcasing the skill of the Vienna Mint's engravers. They were works of art that you could hold in your hand. The success of the Franz Joseph I Jubilee coins set a new precedent. It opened the door for a new tradition of commemorative coinage in Austria. From this point on, the mint would not only produce currency for trade, but also create special issues for important occasions. These coins were a bridge between the state and its citizens. They celebrated shared history and national pride. The era of the purely functional coin was ending. A new age was dawning, where coins would also serve as storytellers, artists, and historians, all captured on a small, round canvas of precious metal. The end of World War I in 1918 brought the collapse of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. This was a time of immense upheaval and change. A vast empire was reduced to a small republic. With this political transformation came a monetary one. The old currency, the krone, was replaced by a new one, the shilling. This was more than just a name change. It was a symbol of a new beginning, a fresh start for the newly formed Republic of Austria. The Vienna Mint had a new and vital role to play. It had to create a currency for a new national identity. The early shilling coins of the First Republic reflected this new reality. The grand imperial portraits were gone. In their place came symbols of the Republic, the eagle, shields and designs representing the nation's industry and agriculture. These coins were simpler, more modest. They spoke of a country finding its feet. During this period, the mint also began to issue commemorative shilling coins. These celebrated Austrian culture and history. They featured famous composers like Mozart and Schubert, or marked important anniversaries in the nation's past. They were a way of building a new sense of pride. The years that followed were difficult. Austria was annexed by Nazi Germany in 1938, and World War II brought further devastation. After the war, Austria was occupied by the Allied powers. Once again, the country had to rebuild itself. The shilling was reintroduced in 1945, and the Vienna Mint resumed its work. The coins of the Second Republic were symbols of hope and recovery. They were often made from cheaper metals like aluminum at first, a reflection of the economic hardship of the time. But they were a sign that Austria was once again in control of its own destiny. As Austria's economy recovered and grew, so too did the quality and artistry of its commemorative coins. The silver 25 and 50 shilling coins became very popular. They celebrated everything from the reopening of the Vienna State Opera to the anniversary of the Austrian State Treaty, which restored the nation's sovereignty in 1955. These coins told the story of a nation's resilience. They marked the milestones of its journey from the ruins of war to a prosperous and stable democracy. The shilling era was a bridge between the imperial past and the European future, a story of survival and renewal. In 1989, the Austrian Mint introduced a coin that would become a global sensation. It was not a coin to commemorate a historical event or a famous person. Instead, it celebrated one of Austria's greatest cultural treasures, the Vienna Philharmonic Orchestra. This was the Vienna Philharmonic coin, or Philharmoniker. Struck in pure gold, it was designed as a bullion coin. So, this means its value is based directly on the price of gold. But, honestly, it was so much more than just a piece of precious metal. It was a masterpiece of design, a tribute to the universal language of music. The design of the Philharmonic is what makes it so special. It has remained the same since it was first created by the Mint's chief engraver, Thomas Pezendorfer. The obverse, or head side, features the great organ from the Golden Hall of the Vienna Musikverein, the orchestra's home. It is an image of incredible detail and grandeur. The reverse, or tail side, shows a beautiful arrangement of musical instruments. A cello in the center, surrounded by violins, a bassoon, a harp, and a Viennese horn. Together, these designs create a powerful tribute to the world of classical music. The Vienna Philharmonic coin was an immediate success. It quickly became one of the best-selling bullion coins in the world. Investors loved it for its purity and trusted quality. Collectors were drawn to its stunning design. It was really a perfect blend of art and investment. The coin was originally issued only in gold, but its popularity was so great that the Mint later introduced silver and platinum versions. Each year, new coins are struck with the same timeless design, only the year of issue changes. This consistency has made it an icon in the world of modern coinage. The Philharmonic is more than just a successful product. It is a global ambassador for Austria. It represents the country's deep connection to art, music, and culture. It takes the name of Vienna and the sound of its orchestra to every corner of the globe. The coin is a testament to the Austrian Mint's ability to innovate. They created something that was both a secure investment and a beautiful object. The Vienna Philharmonic coin shows that even in the modern world, a coin can be a powerful symbol, a symphony in gold that resonates with people everywhere. The year 2002 marked another huge change for Austria and its money. Austria joined with many other European nations to adopt a new, single currency, the euro. After decades of use, the beloved shilling was retired. This was a historic moment. It meant that the Vienna Mint would no longer be producing a uniquely Austrian currency for daily use. Instead, it would create euro coins that could be spent anywhere from Lisbon to Helsinki. It was the end of one era and the beginning of another, a step into a more integrated Europe. The new Austrian euro coins needed new designs. Each country in the Eurozone could create its own national designs for one side of the coins. For Austria, this was a chance to choose symbols that represented the nation. The designs were chosen by the Austrian people through a public vote. They selected a mix of famous people, landmarks, and symbols. The 1-cent coin features a gentian flower, a symbol of the Alps. The 50-cent shows the Secession Building in Vienna. And the 2-euro coin bears the portrait of Bertha von Suttner, a Nobel Peace Prize laureate. These designs created a new identity for Austria within Europe. But the arrival of the euro did not mean the end of special Austrian coins. In fact, it opened up a whole new world of possibilities for commemorative issues. While the standard coins had to follow certain rules, Austria was free to continue its tradition of creating special collector coins denominated in euros. The mint began to produce a stunning variety of silver and gold commemorative coins. These coins were legal tender only in Austria, but they were sought after by collectors across the globe. They were a way for Austria to keep telling its own unique stories. These new euro commemoratives celebrated Austrian history, art, science, and nature. There were series dedicated to Austrian castles, famous painters like Gustav Klimt, and the history of medicine. The Vienna Mint took full advantage of this new chapter. It used the euro platform to continue its legacy of fine craftsmanship and artistic design. The transition to the euro was not the loss of a national currency. It was an opportunity to redefine Austria's place in the world, sharing its culture and history through a new generation of beautiful and innovative commemorative coins. The Austrian Mint has never been content to simply repeat the past. It has always been a place of innovation, pushing the boundaries of what a coin can be. This is especially true in the modern era of commemorative coins. The Mint's artists and technicians are constantly exploring new techniques, new metals, and new designs. They are turning small metal discs into miniature works of art. This commitment to innovation is what keeps Austrian coins so exciting and fresh for collectors. It's a fusion of old-world craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. One of the most striking innovations has been the use of color. For centuries, coins were just the color of their metal, gold, silver, or bronze. But now, the Vienna Mint can apply vibrant, precise color to its designs. This brings the images to life in a whole new way. A coin celebrating a famous painting can show the original colors. A coin about nature can feature a brightly colored bird or flower. This technique adds a new layer of beauty and realism. It transforms the coin from a simple engraving into a tiny, durable painting on a metal canvas. Another area of innovation is the use of different metals. The Mint has produced coins from traditional gold and silver, but also from more unusual materials. One of the most famous examples is the series of bimetallic coins. These coins are made from 2 different metals fused together, often silver and a rare metal called niobium. The niobium core can be treated to produce incredible, iridescent colors, from deep blue to bright purple or green. Each coin in the series has a different color, making them highly collectible. These coins are a marvel of minting technology. Beyond color and metal, the Mint also experiments with shape and special features. While most coins are round, the Mint has produced coins in other shapes. They have also incorporated elements like glowing-in-the-dark features or embedded crystals. These special touches make the coins unique and interactive. They show that the art of coin making is still evolving. The Austrian Mint is not just preserving history, it is actively creating the future of numismatics. It is a place where science, art, and tradition come together to create something truly extraordinary. What makes an Austrian commemorative coin valuable? It's a question that fascinates collectors around the world. The answer is a mix of different factors. Of course, the precious metal content plays a big role. A gold coin will always have a base value because of the gold it contains. The same is true for silver. This provides a solid foundation for the coin's worth. But for a true collector, the story doesn't end there. The real magic lies in other, less tangible qualities. It's about rarity, condition, and the story the coin tells. Rarity is key. The Austrian Mint often produces its commemorative coins in strictly limited numbers. This is called the mintage. A coin with a low mintage means that only a small number were ever made. This automatically makes it rarer and more desirable. Some special editions might have a mintage of only 20,000 or 30,000 coins for the entire world. Collectors know that these coins will be hard to find in the future, which drives up their value. The quest to find a rare coin is part of the thrill of collecting. It's a treasure hunt for a piece of history. The condition of the coin is also incredibly important. Collectors want coins that are in perfect, or mint, condition. This means they have no scratches, no marks, and all the original details are sharp and clear. The highest quality coins are called proof coins. These are specially struck using polished dies and are handled with extreme care. They often come in a protective capsule and a presentation box with a certificate of authenticity. A coin in perfect proof condition will always be worth much more than the same coin that has been scratched or circulated. But beyond metal, rarity, and condition, there is passion. People collect Austrian coins because they love the art, the history, and the culture they represent. A collector might focus on a series about Austrian railways, or coins featuring the works of Klimt. Each coin is a connection to a story they care about. This passion is what truly drives the collector's market. It's not just an investment, it's a hobby that brings joy and knowledge. The value of an Austrian commemorative coin is measured not just in euros, but in the history it holds and the passion it inspires. Austria's coin-making tradition does not exist in isolation. It is part of a much larger European story. For centuries, the currencies of Europe have been connected through trade, war, and royal marriages. The designs and standards of one nation's coins often influenced its neighbors. The Austrian mint, with its long history at the heart of a major empire, has always been a key player in this story. Its high standards of quality and artistry have set an example for others. The Maria Theresa thaler is a perfect example of a coin that transcended borders and became a European and even global standard. Today, this European connection is stronger than ever. As a member of the Eurozone, Austria participates in shared coin programs. One of the most important is the common €2 commemorative coin program. Each year, Eurozone countries can issue a special €2 coin to mark a significant European event, such as the anniversary of the Treaty of Rome. Austria contributes its own design to these series, adding its unique artistic voice to a collective European celebration. These coins circulate across the continent, a daily reminder of a shared identity. Beyond the €2 coins, Austria also participates in the Europa Star program. This is a collaboration between many European mints to issue collector coins based on a common annual theme. Themes have included famous painters, architects, and writers from different eras of European history. The Austrian Mint's contributions to this program are always highly anticipated. They showcase the nation's finest artists and cultural achievements, placing them within a broader European context. It's a way of celebrating what makes Austria unique, while also highlighting its place in the shared cultural heritage of Europe. In the end, the story of Austrian coins is a story of balance. It is a balance between celebrating a proud national identity and embracing a wider European one. The coins from the Vienna Mint managed to do both. They tell the stories of Austrian castles, composers, and scientists. But they also speak a universal language of art, history, and beauty that resonates across the continent and beyond. This ability to be both uniquely Austrian and universally appealing is the true legacy of the Vienna Mint. It is a legacy forged in silver and gold, and it continues to shine brightly in the heart of Europe.